How to fix your mirror. This actually is very common on most Chevy vehicles, GMC, Yukons, Chevy Avalanches and all that, to where this part right here I'm wiggling actually gets broke. And most time you have to actually get a different mirror, but there's a way of fixing it. And the way to fix it is, first thing you have to do is actually disconnect the mirror itself from off of the housing part. Which, to do that, you'll see these little tabs like this. They kind of just clamp around this circle piece right here. They like kind of go around this circle piece. So what you need to do is take a screwdriver, flathead, and kind of pop them up like that. And once you pop them up, the mirror itself will come free. And next what you'll have is your electrical connections, which is plugged on right here. There'll be basically an orange wire. Well, on this one it's an orange wire, and there'll be a black wire at the bottom. And then what you want to do is basically unplug these. You can see a little better now too, to where these little clamps, it's like these little circle things. Now what you got to do is basically take like a flathead screwdriver and kind of pop them back. And once you pop them back, these things are actually going around this right here. And once you actually pop these back, you'll be able to remove your mirror itself, unplug your electric connection, and the whole mirror will be free. What you're going to be fixing is right here. This little nut right here that's loose on this one, it goes around this spring. So this is exactly what you need to fix to make it work again correctly. What you'll have to do is take something and press this nut back over top of that spring, which I'm going to be doing in a minute after I remove this. I'll show you that in a second. Alright guys, the next thing you're going to be doing is removing 4 screws. They're actually like little torque bit heads. It'll be like one right here, one over here, one down here, and there'll be one over here inside of this hole over here, which you'll want to remove. I'm taking out the last little torque bit screw, which basically was 4 of them. One right here, one over here, one right here, then there was one down inside of this hole right here. Once you do that, there'll be like a little tab over on the side. You just want to take a flathead screwdriver and push that tab in. Once you push this tab in like that, this cover should pop. Once you got that tab, yeah, once you push that in, this cover should come right out like that. So once you push that in, this whole cover part will come off. And now what you'll have is this, and you should be able to just remove the back cover. Also should slide off like this. So that'll slide. Now what you'll be able to do is see what you'll have left is this piece right here. Turn around, which what you need to push back down. And as you can see, this nut right here basically is supposed to go over top of this spring. So the spring needs to be pressed back down. And take this, I'm going to take a pair of vice grips or pliers or something and kind of press it back down over top to where this goes back over that piece right here. This right here, as you can see it, this is what your nut's supposed to go over top of. The spring goes like this, you press it down, and then this is supposed to actually lock over top of that piece. You may need to actually look at your little tab, your little pieces. If they look bent out, you might want to bend them down just a little bit to make sure it gets a good connection. I'm about to be doing that now. What I'm doing right now with this ring, I'm taking these little teeth like that with some needle nose and kind of bending them back down to where they're pretty straight, because some of them will stick it up, and you don't want that, because if so, it won't grab right onto the actual piece that it's supposed to hold on to. So you may want to take some needle nose pliers and kind of go around and push some of the teeth to stick it up back down to make them pretty even with the rest of the ring itself. That way it'll make a good connection onto the actual nut down here, whatever, the piece of the housing that it's supposed to grab onto. Okay, so I have that. See, now if you can see, you see how the pieces of the ring all the way around is touching that piece of the housing right here. That's what you want. That way when you force it over top of it, it makes a good connection to it to hold this piece still. You want to push it down. So I'm doing that now. I'll show you when I'm done. But that's what I'm about to do now, is take the pliers or the vice grips like that on it and then push it down. I may use a hammer and hammer it down as far as I can. Now I'll show you when I'm done with it. As you can see now, I have the little top ring back over top of this piece right here. So now the mirror is not shaking anymore. It's a little tight, but it'll be okay. I just have to move it real slow if I want to adjust it. But basically, it's not shaking no more like it was up and down. So now I'm going to go ahead and put everything back on it now, hook it back up onto the truck. Alright, thanks.